according to the NCAA.org, every year there are over 460,000 collegiate athletes, bringing in over $10 billion in annual revenue. All of this money is made on the backs of unpaid laborers the NCAA would prefer you to refer as college athletes. My name is Connor Gregoire, and I chose to do my research project on collegiate athletes. So, in order to understand collegiate athletes, you first have to understand what the NCAA is. The NCAA is a non-profit organization that seeks to set out all rules and regulations regarding collegiate athletics as a whole. Now that means Division 1, 2, and 3 programs, not Division 1, not just Division 1. So according to the NCAA, also in their mission statement, they state that they hope to integrate athletics into higher education while keeping the education of their athletes their number one priority. Now, the NCAA brings in over $1 billion in annual revenue every year, and the majority of that comes from two major sources. The first being the men's basketball national championship tournament, referred to as March Madness. If you don't know what March Madness is, it is a tournament where 68 teams compete in a round-robin single elimination, and whoever comes out on top wins the men's national championship. So, according to Statista.com, in 2019, the NCAA made around $800 million alone from this tournament. Now, that number has gone up massively in recent years. In fact, in the year 2000, the NCAA only made around $200 million. Now, the other majority of the NCAA's revenue comes from national championship ticket sales, which is around $140 million. And according to CharlotteStories.com, the NCAA does actually pay back 96% of their profits to the schools themselves. So to get to the schools, according to Business Insider, 231 Division I schools brought in around $9.1 billion in annual revenue. So you'd think that if this small number of schools is bringing in all this money, you'd think that they'd actually be profitable, but you would be wrong. Only 20 of the 1,000 or so college athletics programs were actually profitable, and 76% of college athletic programs actually bring in less than $50 million. So really, there's only a small, minute portion that bring in a lot of money, as you can see by this graph, as it clearly rises as you get to the top. So LSU athletics. According to the Advocate, LSU in the 2018-2019 fiscal year brought in about $157.8 million in revenue. So they made around a $8 million profit. So that means that LSU was one of the 20 profitable sports programs. However, only 3 of our sports programs were actually profitable. That would be the men's football, men's basketball, and men's baseball team. And the majority of LSU's revenue comes from 3 major sources. They get around $40 million from contributions. They get another $40 million from ticket sales, and then they get another $40 million from TV and licensing deals. So, a big cost associated with college athletics actually comes from non-coaching staffers. Now, this term generally relates to like sports administration and athletic directors. So, according to the Washington Post, from 2004 to 2015, you can see an increase from 12 to 34 schools starting to pay their staffers, or their staffers as a whole, so that includes everyone, over $1 million in annual salary. And also, according to the Washington Post, you can pretty much see that even these schools that didn't increase their staffers' salaries to over $1 million, you can actually see a 69% pay increase. And now 51% of all Division I programs actually pay their staffers over $1 million. So, according to NOLA.com, in 2004, we paid our athletic director around $350,000 in annual salary, but in 2023, we will actually be paying our athletic director around $950,000 in annual salary. Now those numbers were both before bonuses, so that actually means that our athletic director, Scott Woodyard, could make over $1 million in the year 2023. So, another large cost associated with college athletics actually comes from the coaching staff themselves. And again, this is especially prevalent in LSU, which you can see in Nick Saban's last year. He only made around $2.3 million per year. And most recently, Ed Ogeron, the deal that he just signed, he will be making around $6 million per year. Now, colleges actually, all colleges really pay their coaches more than they spend in actual student athletic scholarships. So the students themselves, the students actually only half of all collegiate athletes really receive a full ride scholarship, and there's actually only 6 programs that can even offer a full ride scholarship. That would be football, men's and women's basketball, tennis, women's gymnastics, and women's volleyball. So that means even on LSU's baseball team, no player on LSU's baseball team receives a full ride scholarship. So there's clearly been an unproportional increase in the experiences and opportunities given to these students compared to the people running the top of college athletics as a whole. So that's my research project, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.